Hey, welcome, Carm Capriato, Remarkable Results Radio's episode 485. You know, some good things get discovered by accident due to our need to paint a vivid picture. Now, Warren Parr worked as an advisor of an automotive college when he found out that the college instructor wasn't up to speed on Pico Scopes. Now, one thing led to another, and they have a Pico Club sharing Pico case studies for shop owners, instructors, and students. Brilliant.
The number one reason why we're inefficient is because we don't have the training to work on what we're working on. We're learning as we go. The number two reason to be inefficient is because we don't have the equipment that we need.
Welcome, aftermarketers, to Remarkable Results Radio. Listen to learn just one thing from today's episode on your journey to remarkable results. Hi, friends. Carm Capriato, Remarkable Results Radio, the automotive aftermarket podcast guy. And I'm so proud to partner with Napa Auto Care and the upcoming 2020 Napa Expo. Join Napa in Las Vegas, April 6th through 9th, 2020, to discover the latest innovations in the auto care industry. Enrollment is going on right now. Contact your Napa store, your Napa salesperson to learn more. Hey, so glad you see the power in the voices, ideas, and insights that are shaping the future of the automotive aftermarket. You know, there's only one Remarkable Results Radio podcast. So could you do me a favor? Share this episode. I'm confident that your friend will appreciate it. And if you see one of my social posts, share it in your network. We need to get more aftermarket pros to experience these audio workshops. Now, if you're an email subscriber, then forward that to a colleague in your network. I'm all about rising tides so that all ships rise. You know that, but it only happens when you help with the heavy lifting. Thanks. Hey, my guest today is Warren Parr, owner of Complete Car Care, Fresno, California. He's an advisor at a Junior College Automotive Program and involved in 6 different high schools. In this episode, Warren talks about the Pico Club. It's a monthly club of shop owners and technicians that share Pico Scope case studies. Now, find the show notes and Warren Parr's email. He gives it to you at remarkableresults.biz/E485. He says that the Pico Clubs have allowed their members to be more accurate and faster with their diagnostics. Warren and team are discovering infinite ways to use the Pico Scope in smart, ingenious ways through the Pico Club. Imagine every member of the club united for the same purpose, to learn from each other. Now, I challenge you to create this club in your area. Reach out to technicians and educators in your marketplace. The limit is your imagination. Hey, warm welcome to Warren Parr from Complete Car Care in Fresno, California. Hello, Warren.
How you all doing? Hi, Carm. Thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Interesting stuff that I've discovered about you. And one of the things that I really would love to narrow on this particular episode with you is you started a Pico Club with students at the Junior College. And you're so big in Pico, and there's so many people using Pico Scopes. And, of course, you know George and Carlo Menchu really well.
Sure, love them.
Yeah, I know. So how did this come about? How did the passion for taking Pico to the Junior College happen?
So what happened, it started about a year ago, and the club was originally just for shops and technicians. There was 5 shops and about 13 individuals. What happened was out of that, in our area, we have a real severe shortage of technicians, of automotive technicians. So I have been involved 25 years going to school board meetings, working at different schools with their vocational education program as an advisor, things like that. Mm-hmm. The school district in which this area is almost 1 million people, and the school district that we're operating in, the first school district we were operating in, only out of all the high schools, it's the 3rd largest school district in the state of California. And out of all 8 schools, we only have 2 automotive CTE programs.
Oh, my.
I knew the superintendent of the one here, and I asked him if I could be an advisor. He said, absolutely. He introduced me to the instructor. So I went to the high school and did an on-site inspection to see what equipment they had. I saw what they had, looked good. I asked them if they had scopes. And he said, yeah, I got one back here. So we went into this room and he unlocked a cabinet. And the first thing that I saw was a U-Activate from AES Wave. So I go, oh, this is going to be good. And he pulled out a 2-channel PicoScope. Oh, man, was I happy. Mm-hmm. And I said, Robert, do you know how to use this? And he says, have no idea. It's still in the box.
I bet you just lit up. You just blossomed.
I said, Robert, do you want to learn this? And he said, yes, I do. So we invited him.
Let me stop you for a minute because I think what we have to say to the listener is please use Warren's story to motivate yourself to get involved. And if you're with us so far and you saw how Warren lit up, there's got to be opportunities out there for our automotive aftermarket to get involved. First of all, getting involved, number one. Number two, helping them out. That's so cool. So keep your story going.
So we invited Robert. I'm going to say within 2 or 3 months, he wrote his own beginning Pico program, and he began teaching it to his students. From there, he took me to what they call out here as an ROP meeting, where everybody that was in high school and some of the junior colleges, they were all involved in this one program, and he took me there. From there, I met everybody. So now we are in 3 high schools at our local area. We got contacted by 3 more that will be coming in. I've been contacted by 2 high schools in another county, and we have a shop down there that's going to be able to mentor them. And then from there, the colleges contacted me. And so what we do is we move our Pico Club every month. The first Saturday of every month, we move it to a new location. And so we've been to 1 high school already. And this Saturday, a couple days from now, we will be at our local community college. Mm-hmm. And what we are there is our techs. We are there with our techs and the shops. There's about 10 of us shops now that are working with the Pico technology every day.
Now, what do you mean by our techs?
My employees.
Your people.
Their employees.
Your people are in the club.
Yeah, that's who it's for.
Oh.
That's who it's for. And it's voluntary. And so they like it because what we do when we go to the club, everybody pulls out their equipment, pulls out their car, pulls out their laptop, and shares with everybody else what they discovered the previous month. So we all get together. We all get our laptops. We hook it up to a big screen in the shop, and we all share with each other what we learn. From there, we take our equipment to the vehicles, and we start doing it live, hands-on.
Okay, you have a monthly club that's hands-on, that's sharing knowledge learned from the last month. I lost something in transition here. My transition was where does the high schools and the colleges fit in here?
Well, I contacted them. They are involved when we're teaching when we are sharing amongst ourselves. They're all there.
Okay. So they're invited to come in and absorb all this knowledge.
And what happened is now it's got so big that we have to separate so that I take the newbies and we give them a basic training and understanding, because the purpose for that is we are working with the school instructors, but they're having a hard time filling their classes. So by inviting the students into our workshop, they see what we're doing, that we're fixing cars with laptops. And they see all the wiggly lines and squiggly lines on the screen, which they're adapted to. To me, I'm thinking they think they're playing a video game. And so everybody's side by side. They can go to whatever group they want to go. Everybody has their equipment. Everybody's hands on, and everybody is side by side, except for now we have to separate the newbies, and I'll do them independently.
Do you believe you're creating a rumble in the force, if you will, to get word of mouth going, to have people say, hey, what is this? This is really cool. Maybe I've got to get into automotive technology?
Well, that's not the main reason that we're doing it.
But is it helping?
It will in 3 years.
Okay.
When these students graduate from school, and they'll come out of school with the skill sets that we need so that we can employ them.
Well, but my point is can it be used for recruiting to help people realize that this is really a high-tech industry?
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to do, recruit kids into the high school classroom or into the junior college classroom. We want to teach the teachers so the teachers can teach the students.
Got it.
But we want to excite, and we want to have a good image. We want to entice students to consider our industry. We need them. And so the reason for the Pico Club is this. We want to increase our productivity. We are struggling in our industry because we're not paying enough when you consider all the training and all the tools and everything that goes into it. My son left the industry. He left me, and he went to work for the state so he could be a correctional officer. That's what changed everything for me. I couldn't even come close to matching what they offered him. So I knew our industry was in trouble. I thought prior to that, I was competing with other auto repair businesses for talent. But now I realize it's for other industries.
Yeah.
And so in order to compete, I have to really increase the wages and benefits and what we have to attract that talent. So the way that it works, the technology makes us quicker so that we're able to be more productive so that we can pay more. In the end, the Pico Club is so that we can pay our technicians more so that we can compete with other industries. So it's all about productivity.
Is this a first in the U.S.?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what Pico in England said. But there's now a club in Los Angeles, so that they had their first meeting last Saturday, and they sent me pictures of that. Cool. So I'm going to go down in December and meet with them.
Hey, it's Carm to talk to you about how telematics can benefit your Napa Auto Care Center. Now, thanks to Napa's recent partnership with Vantage, it's easy for you to connect with your customers and help to eliminate their stress over car care. The Vantage program lets you message customers directly on their smartphone about any action they need to take, and it's all done automatically based on their car's actual health and mileage. It works like this. You provide customers with a Vantage sensor that plugs into their vehicle and then connects via Bluetooth to their mobile phone. Then the Vantage dashboard allows you to set up automated marketing campaigns that target customers based on specific triggers, like when they're approaching their next maintenance interval, for example, or whenever a check engine light is detected. Customers, well, they'll receive a mobile push notification and or email when they meet the criteria you specify. You can encourage them to schedule a service or send a coupon relevant to the problems they're experiencing. Now, to make an appointment at your shop, all the customer has to do is select the service, a time, and a date. Vantage even sends you a snapshot of the vehicle's health prior to the vehicle's appointment so you can plan for the visit. Customers love Vantage. It gives them peace of mind and the best experience in the market. Plus, Vantage is free to them. And for you, a special offer, only for Napa Auto Care Centers, lets you give Vantage a try at a very affordable price. And it even includes free sensors. Other plans and enhancements are also available. Even more important, Vantage helps you increase customer retention and customer spend. Talk to your servicing Napa Auto Parts store to find out more about what Vantage can do for your business, plus the hundreds of other things the Auto Care program has to offer. So what are some of the cutting-edge ideas that are coming out of this Pico Club?
You know, the cutting idea is we're doing the same thing that we always did. We're just doing it a different way. We're doing it much faster. We're doing it more accurately. With the Pico Scope, it has 4 channels or 8 channels. So we're able to do 4 or 8 tests at the same time. That's where the productivity comes. So what happens is is by being more efficient. That's where we generate the extra revenue.
Ideas that are coming out by saying, how can we stretch our thinking here?
We have a teacher, Adam Roberson from CTI. He is the one that inspires us. He is a CTI teacher. He comes once every 2 months, and we go through that curriculum. And he's always thinking outside the box. So he was trying to figure out if he could see that he would put a pressure transducer in place of the radiator cap. And if the head gasket leaked, it would blow pressure into the cooling system, which is exactly what happened. So we can see the head gasket leaking. We can see which cylinder, but we also discovered that we can see when it's not leaking that the impeller or the water pump has blades. And so the water pump is pumping. It pulses. It's not consistent. So that we can actually look at the pulses of the waveform and see how the RPM of the water pump, how efficient it is, and all those kinds of things. But Roberto, what he's doing, because it would be more accurate and faster. Anyone that's ever had their blood pressure taken has had a band wrapped around their arm and pressurized. And then they're checking the pulses.
A cuff.
Well, that's what Roberto did. He went and got a medical kit. He is now wrapping that band around the radiator hose and then pressurizing it so that, and then recording the pulses on the laptop so that we can do it that way without having to invade the system. And of course, with that, we're able to tell if the thermostat's open, if it's closed. We're able to tell how the RPM. We can tell if the impeller's slipping. We can tell the speed of the impeller. We're just doing so much with it. So yeah, Roberto tried. We were doing it one way, and Roberto goes, I think I can do it a different way, and I can do it better. And that's what the group is about. That's what we encourage.
Wow, how exciting. Any other really off the edge, out of the box thinking ideas that have come out of the club?
Yeah, some of the things that the guys are working on is a knock sensor is a piezo sensor, and we're working on putting that on the end of a wand, and a piezo sensor generates voltage. And we're using that wand with the piezo sensor, or we're working on it to find the knocking noise or the rattles or whatever in the car in the engine. So just like a knock sensor, when the engine has a detonation, it draws a big wave. And so we're using that to find rattles and things like that in the engine. We're doing just so many things. It's everything that the only limit to this technology and diagnostic capabilities is the person's imagination. That's the only limit.
How many are showing up every month?
Last one was 31, and this next one will be at City College, and it's starting to catch on. So I heard there was a bunch of new shops coming. So I'm hoping 40 maybe.
Wow, that's amazing to think. I'm excited to hear. I mean, you got 1 million people, 40 almost sounds light based on how many shops are in the area. But that's sometimes more than you even get for a night class somewhere.
Well, we're only 10 months into it, or this will be our 10th one.
10 months. All right, 10 months in, everyone's sharing. Do you break off into teams?
Yes, depending on whatever. So when we gather in the beginning, we have our waveforms. We use our laptop and we display it on this big screen, and then we explain it. And then everybody shares their waveform, what they learn. And then they go back to their vehicle, and whoever wants to learn what they want to learn, they go with them. So they're into the different groups, and they might rotate. They might go to a bunch of different groups, and then next month it'll be a different anyway. And then so that we're just teaching each other. But I would tell you that during the month, okay, as we are collecting these waveforms, we are already sharing. We have a Facebook network that's closed, and so we are already sharing all month long. So they already know if they're looking what's going to be presented. And so therefore, and on this network, you can go and ask for help. You can put your waveform on there, and all the guys that are on the waveform, if you have a question, we're all going to help you solve your problem.
Are these kind of like mini case studies?
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Exactly. That's what I call them, case studies.
Yeah.
And that's how we start.
Cool.
And we share the case studies.
So how does someone start this in their community? They're listening to this. They said, I absolutely love this. I've kind of heard this going on. How do I start?
How we started was we went to a career fair. We are a group of Napa Auto Care Centers. Everybody but one in the group is a Napa Auto Care Center. We were a group of Napa Auto Care Centers, and we decided we were going to get involved in our local schools.
Got it.
And so we went to a career fair, and at the career fair, we were sharing. Okay. And we were sharing. And then, so after the career fair, we, instead of competing against each other, we started working together, and we started sharing waveforms and helping each other. And then it just went from there.
How refreshing and exciting to hear that you guys can be competitors, but you understand what cooperation is all about, and that there's enough business for everyone. And if we can't lift the entire industry, then what are we doing here, fighting each other? That's
exactly it. We want to raise the image of our industry. We want to definitely be an asset to our community and our industry, and that's primarily what we're trying to do. We need to raise the compensation that we pay techs, or we are not going to attract the kind of students that we are going to need in the technological advancements of the automobile industry in the next 5 or 10 years.
Well, you're so into this. It probably comes from the fact that you're a perpetual student yourself. Did I read somewhere that you're putting in 100 hours a year?
No, it's 160. My guys go to 160.
Okay.
160 hours of training?
Yeah.
Training you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we go to 160. In fact, when we got involved with training, Napa came out. They sent Vince, I can't think of his name right now, from Texas, and he came out to see what was going on, because once we started the Pico Club, the attendance of our normal Napa training was anywhere from 5 to 10. And once we started doing the Pico Club and everybody got interested and they understood training, how important training was, the class outgrew the room we were in. We had to go into the cafeteria. So now instead of 5 or 10, we're 35 to 45 in all of our training classes now.
Good for you.
Listen, if you want to be a profitable business, if you want to be a profitable shop, you have to be efficient. The number one reason why we're inefficient is because we don't have the training to work on what we're working on. We're learning as we go. The number two reason to be inefficient is because we don't have the equipment that we need. And so all that stuff, you get all aware and you learn how to deal with that stuff in training. Training is fundamentally, absolutely necessary.
It's required.
Listen, Carm, we're having a hard enough time right now working on all this new stuff. We can't even imagine what our competitors are doing.
Wait a minute. There's all these silver bullets out there, and we have the parts cannon to throw at it. Isn't that the right way?
And that's what we don't want to do. That is the number one thing. That's the complaint that we hear most of all. I got ripped off. I went to another shop, and they put all these parts on that I didn't need. And so I try to explain to the customer, listen, it's not intentional. It's not intentional. They didn't have the proper training or the proper equipment. So they went diagnostic by trial and error. And by far, that's the most expensive. So I try to explain to them that, we're not thieves. We're just, we just don't have enough training.
Well, Warren, thank you for starting this and coming on and sharing this story. I just want to encourage the rest of our industry to do something at this level in their marketplace. Good stuff, Warren.
Would you, I don't know how to do this. You may want to edit this out. Would you, how do we get my information out to anybody that would be interested, so that we could send them the videos and the pictures and everything, how we're doing it, what we're doing it, how we could support anybody else somewhere else that would like to do it?
Well, we don't have to edit this part out. We can put your all the information that you want on the show page, because when this episode comes out, there will actually be a show page on my website, and they can read your bio and listen. They could get all those links that we talk about here, or you can give something right now while we're speaking, and maybe somebody could write it down.
Sounds real good. Email. My address is, and these all start with C. They're normal spelling, nothing crazy. complete_car_care@hotmail.com. That's complete_car_care@hotmail.com. And I look at that a lot. But if you would text me, not call me, I won't answer if I don't recognize the number. But if you text me, I will get back to you right away. 559-907-7661.
Wow.
559-907-7661.
Unbelievable giving moment there, everyone. Take advantage of that. Warren Parr, Complete Car Care, Fresno, California. Thanks for coming on and sharing your Pico Scope Club story.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. We'll keep those emails coming to you so you know what we're doing.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier automotive aftermarket podcast. Until next time.